Well, good afternoon, Maverick traders. Joe with you here on the 6th of November. It's Wednesday, coming out of an election. Pretty exciting night last night. Let's get into it. You guys know the drill here. I'm going to talk about the meaningful news of the day, which, yeah, there's something pretty meaningful out there. I've got technical analysis, and if I've got some trades to share, folks, I'm going to share them with you.
Disclaimer. This video was created for professional stock and option traders. Maverick Trading is a proprietary trading firm that employs professional traders around the world. Our traders trade firm capital and keep 70 to 80% of profits they generate. All trades and analysis in this video are for professional traders only. If you are interested in becoming a professional trader for Maverick, click the apply button in the video description. Let's break down what happened today.
Moving into the market analysis, folks, you can see we had a pretty good surge back into equities. And when you have a clear result in elections, the majority of the time, it's almost statistically, they will go up. And that's what happened today. So let's take a look at how we finished. Dow up over 3.5%. The S&P over 2.5%. The Q is just shy of 3. You guys can read it here. Take a look at the Russell there, good surge. But what I noticed was a big drop in gold. Why I think that it's kind of a risk on, and what we refer to that for the Forex side is risk on means, hey, let's go out and put some money into some aggressive growth. Let's put money back into the tech. Let's pull it out of maybe some of the defensive plays because we're a little bit more confident in where we want to put our money. I'm generalizing there, folks, but I see a big push out of gold, and I imagine that could have something to do with it. Now, this is just one day. I'm not going to do anything past that. So let's take a look at the daily news to kind of address what I'm talking about here. So the markets move higher. Election results bring clarity to investors. It doesn't matter who won or lost. At least we know there's no more worries of what's going to happen. So regardless of the election results, the economy remains strong. And I think this is a focus that I need to pull everybody back. Winner or loser doesn't make a difference, folks. You went out and you voted. Good for you. Great work. The economy is solid, and it's been solid for a while. Those numbers are not going to change. Powell's coming out here on, it's this week, right? Thursday. So, and he's going to make a rate decision. But we are seeing a lot of signs of a soft landing. We are seeing a very stable and strong and confident economy. So for this to move higher, blindly looking at the chart, that's exactly what I would expect. Let's get to the advanced decline line, 64% advancing, 33% declining, meaning, hey, this isn't everything being purchased. There is movement out of, and you'll see here when I get the heat map, some of the defensive sectors. 59% above the 50-day moving average and 41% below. So what did this create? Well, it created something interesting. We're worried about a level here. I think it was 5,800. 5,800 was this kind of make or break level. This was almost expected. And I really got to go back to it. I mean, take a look at the size of this volume associated with it, folks. It's past, once the worries or what could happen or all sorts of things when it comes to maybe contesting the election. We've had all sorts of very interesting political reactions. However, when it comes to everything's clear and fine, this is what these markets wanted to do. These markets pushed higher, and they have actually broken a very, very, very significant level. Let's just jump over to the Qs. You're going to get pretty much the exact same thing. The diamonds as well, folks. I don't have that chart up here, but it is. It's a big surge to the upside. We're clearing all-time highs. You guys need to understand that we're about as strong gets. Regardless of the outcome of the election, whether you're for or against it, this economy is on fire and it's doing really good. Now, if we're a little reluctant, that's completely fine. We can just sit back and see what it does over the next few days because, yes, there's definitely going to be corrective action, a pullback, or consolidation, and that is actually healthy for the overall market. So let's just go out and take a look at where some of this money moved. Now, folks, this is just one day, first of all. I want to make sure that you know that this is reaction to a political event. So could things change? They could. But the initial reaction was out of real estate, out of utilities, out of consumer defensive, all into some of these stronger growth stuff, some of the financials here. I don't think it has to do with what candidate won. It has to do with clarity moving forward. And that's where I'm going to leave it because this could flip on a dime. You guys understand that. So far, so good. It's expected. Here's our outlook. I had to bump it up to a +3, and it's just because we had a decent amount of volume to the upside. I'm fine if you guys are at a +2 because once something breaks out, it's going to consolidate or retrace. The +3 on the overall monthly outlook remains the same. But what I really am happy about, and folks, really, I'm going to say it again, what I really want you folks to think about is we have been +3 before, since, during. It doesn't matter. We've been charting +3, +3, +3, +3. It's not a political thing. It's not an emotional thing. It's just price action. So overall, folks, just following the overall price action, you're fine regardless of any sort of emotional tie that you have to anything. That's why we chart and we stay agnostic. So what have I got when it comes to trades? Well, I just kept pulling some off the table. I like SkyWest and Delta and RKLB. Now, I don't have these charts because every single one of them just went up to the upside. Qualcomm, folks, geez, by the way, I should actually make mention. Maybe we just kind of put this on the side burner because I don't think it's going to stay sideways. It has its earnings tonight. In fact, I could probably maybe pull them up as we go. And then Estee Lauder, things that are going bearish are kind of staying bearish. So I'm not seeing too much of a reaction on individual stocks. It becomes super difficult for me to find a good trade, bad trade, up or down when we have a lot of fluctuations with the volatility we've seen a few days ago and now today. Give me a few days, folks, and I'm sure we can find something a little bit more consistent. But overall, the bulls, the bears have been pretty much staying bullish and bearish. The Qualcomm, once again, folks, is it's got some earnings. So let me get there. So election anxiety turns into an influx of capital in the markets. We knew it was going to happen. We've talked about it. Statistically, it almost always does. Whenever an election is pretty far on one side, doesn't matter what candidate wins, but it wins clear and cut, the markets just surge. Whenever it's close and it might be contested and we have to wait maybe Wednesday, Thursday into Friday, maybe you get some selling and a lot more volatility. Markets are good. They surged up. So what happens next? Price action will tell us. Try to turn down your emotion. Forget about how you feel. You won, awesome, good for you. You lost, that's a bummer. Whatever it is, just throw it aside because what's going on in the markets is what's going on in the markets. We got to follow what happens. It could turn right around. We could see what we thought was strong go weak. There's a whole bunch of things that we don't know. So volatility is not quite out yet. So let's not get too excited to just make decisions. Let's follow price action because a lot of things are still holding true. But let's not anticipate. Let's follow. U.S. economy remains strong. FOMC rate decision on Thursday. Earnings reports, Qualcomm. There it is right there. So I'm going to take that off of my sideways. We got ARM, European Semiconductor. We got Gilead, and then we got McKesson, which is a health care distributor of product. We got to be aware of all that. We still have a whole bunch going on. Super volatile day. I hope you guys didn't push any buttons because I didn't. But the expectations of it moving higher was great. Anything that you guys have that are bullish, you might as well just continue to let them play themselves out. And we'll see where these markets go. It's going to be an exciting next few weeks. All right, folks, thank you so much for joining me. And we'll talk to you next time. Bye, everybody.